Welcome all wrists and welcome to another review. Sinn is not a brand that's widely known, but it's no secret that they make amazing watches. This here is the Sinn 356 Pilot Chronograph, a watch that flies under the radar and packs a punch in its compact package. I'll be taking a look at the good and the bad and share my thoughts after spending some time with it. Here are the dimensions and specs. It has a case diameter of 38.5mm, lug to lug of 45.5mm, lug width of 20mm, a thickness of 15mm. Now keep in mind this is the sapphire crystal variant. It has a water resistance of 100 meters with a screw down crown and a power reserve of approximately 48 hours from its Sellita SW500 movement. The dial for me is my favorite part about the watch. It has a matte black appearance with printed numerals and markings, no crazy textures, no recessed or heightened elements, no extravagant colors. On paper, it can sound quite boring, but when you see it, it's stunning. It boasts its beauty through simplicity and execution. The print does all of the heavy lifting here. It's crisp and done well, utilizing bold and thin markings to section and highlight certain aspects of the dial. All the things you want to see first are bold to allow for ease of read during quick glances, with finer timekeeping elements done in a thinner fashion. Together, they work in harmony to create a well-proportioned look that really makes the most of its smaller dial. The bold numerals and indices in a way hide its thinly printed subdials and minute track, allowing them to fade into the background. The lack of outline for these subdials also helps to free up space for the dial and doesn't feel claustrophobic at all. Lume here is good, found on the numerals and hands with a green glow, and there's just something magical about seeing lumed numerals. Now, it's not the brightest lume out there, but it gets the job done. To maintain visible real estate on the dial, the watch opts for thin and elegant hands. The hour and minute hands take on a syringe-like look, differentiated by length and a slightly wider base on the hour hand. The chronograph hand has a familiar design, like that found on the Speedmaster, and doesn't cut the logo in half in its resting position, as the Sinn name is found at 3 around the date window. The seconds subdial has a minimalistic hand, while the other subdials feature arrowed tips, which I find resemble planes, tying in with the whole Flieger theme. Sometimes it can be overwhelming looking at so many dials with vibrant colors, textures, and patterns that you just need something simple to come back to, something understated and classic to reset, and this Sinn 356 does exactly that. The case is completely brushed and has that signature Sinn architecture with slim lugs and boxed off crown guards, giving the watch a very sleek and recognizable look. The finishing is done well, and opting for a full brushed look really helps to keep the watch under the radar and emphasizes its tool watch theme. The faceted bezel adds some interest to the case, giving the otherwise plain construction a sense of dimension and beautifully frames the high domed crystal and dial. What I really like about the 356 is the way the pushers balance out the crown. They fill up the empty space between the lug and guards and just give it a more cohesive look with their stepped design. This 356 offers an exhibition case back, and I just love it when manufacturers do this. Even though it adds extra height to the already thick case, it's just nice to peer into the inner workings of your timepiece and appreciate the moving parts that power the watch. The finishing on the movement is good, and moving it around in the light really brings out its intricate details. Being an SW500 movement, it's going to be reliable and won't be too difficult or expensive to service. The bracelet here is Sinn's Fine Link bracelet, but they also offer this on their H-Link, which this watch originally came with. Both bracelets are great options, but I prefer the Fine Link for the 356 due to its Flieger influence. It has a 5-link construction with a unique inward diagonal profile at the base of the links, which is a nice little detail that helps it set itself apart. It's also completely brushed, just like the case, and has a slight taper. However, it is a hefty bracelet and you will definitely feel its weight on your wrist. Having said that, I feel it helps to balance out the heavy watch head, and it's very comfortable during wear. The clasp here is a butterfly clasp with no micro adjustment, only offering half links and full links to play with, so it can be a little tricky to find the perfect fit. It has a great deployment action, and its weight adds to the satisfying feeling of opening the clasp. The compact size is like a double-edged sword. While it allows the watch to be worn on a variety of wrist sizes, it creates an illusion of a much thicker watch, making the 356 appear very stocky and stubby. Sinn could have opted for a flat crystal and solid case back to try and reduce the thickness, but then you lose some of the charm that comes from the classic boxed crystal and added bonus of a clear caseback. Also keep in mind, this is an automatic chronograph with 100 meters of water resistance, so it had to accommodate for these specifications somehow. The Sinn 356 is just amazing. Yes, it's on the taller side, but it's for good reason. You're getting a watch that is jam-packed with classic goodness and useful features. It's a chronograph on the smaller end at 38.5mm, and its case size does make you forget about its thickness from time to time. The dial has a timeless design, and its simplicity is what makes it special. Paired with a case that's iconic to the brand, and you get a combination that's difficult to compete with. Thank you for checking out the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.